Hello everybody, welcome back to Sonic and the Glitchless Gauntlet. We had an incredible run just gone from one of the classics. It was Sonic 1, the Forever, which is a fan game mod from Cowboy Knuckles. But we're now jumping forward just a couple of years to a 3D game. We are about to be shown Sonic Riders Regravitified, which is another fan game, and we've got a nice lineup in terms of who we've got for our runner and our commentator. But just before we get into that, I'd like to mention that Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022 on April the 21st to April the 24th. So if you're interested in submitting a run, you can use !PAX in the Twitch chat and fill out the form. So today is the last day. If you'll be in Boston in late April and would like to showcase your speedrun, you should feel free to submit. But with that, it is over to Cybersonicstarzx.
Hello everybody, I'm Cybersonicstarzx655. I'm a long-time Sonic Riders runner for like all the games. I also host tournaments and I'm a tester for this mod as well. And let's have Zittel introduce himself.
Hello. I am Zittel Kaikorl, the primary dev of this mod and the one who, well, tries his best to make Zero Gravity a good game. That's all there is to it.
Nice.
Alright, so let's get into it in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, wishing you the best, Cyber.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess most people aren't really used to the game having different music that was added. Oh. Sorry.
So in terms of this game, because we know that there are a few Free Riders titles, this is based on the Zero Gravity?
Yes, it's based off of Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, the Wii version. Although we primarily only support controller, because there's this weird difference in control based on whether or not you're using a Wiimote or controller, which actually enhances your, well, turning and gravity control, handling on the ground, and handling with gravity dive. It enables all these weird skips and the like, and we wanted to generally keep the game kind of fair.
I know that there's a big, hence the reason that this category exists. There's a big, competitive scene behind this, and these are skips that you can do in a tournament space.
Yeah, most of the skips in a general vanilla run are primarily lab skips via abusing the gravity dive and gravity control. However, a racing game in a competitive scene such as that wouldn't exactly be very exciting, so we generally try to have people play it more or less normally.
Normally in quotation marks.
There are certainly some skips, but it's more or less exploits than glitches.
Okay, yeah.
Although the game, as a result, we've actually developed quite a bit of tech for this game as well. One such thing was actually a glitch that I accidentally introduced. But I reworked it into a proper mechanic.
Oh, okay.
The thing here is, because we fundamentally reworked drifting to allow you to drift onto the ground, it was found out that drifting over ramps would allow you to ignore the ramp's trigger. And if you tapped gravity control, this would cause you to launch off the ramp and gain a bunch of speed. This was eventually... It would also allow you to gain height. We called this gravity bursting.
Also, as you can see, a lot of the mechanics of the first game returns, like boosting, drifting, as well.
Yeah, although because we made boosting far more GP costly than its predecessor, you can't exactly boost all the time. It's far more of an investment. All of them are circuit maps in the game. There aren't any sprint maps, at least as of yet.
Because this is still very much like an ongoing project. I have heard that Cyber tests for this game, and you've mentioned that you're the lead developer. Is there any sort of anything that you can mention about how you've gone about developing it? Because I don't know all too much about sort of playing around with Wii games when it comes to, you know, modifying them.
Oh, the primary process for modding this game uses Dolphin memory engine as well as the Dolphin emulator to be able to breakpoint and look into the code of the game itself. And as far as writing the code and injecting it into the game, we use the Gecko code loader and code in the assembly language PowerPC.
Oh wow, that sounds completely out of my depth.
It's certainly an experience and sometimes extremely frustrating.
That's why you've got testers like Cyber. What is it been like testing this game? I know that you're quite into your Sonic games and especially sort of the racing titles, Cyber. What has it been like sort of seeing this develop?
It can be draining. Doing it for like a lot of years, multiple times. But at least I'm not alone. Like, you also have testers like Pixel Bolt or JP Tails or Hope.
Nice.
So we're like handing out each other's strats, what we do, in order so that we can have the best possible times.
Although, as you might have guessed, modding and assembly causes even basic changes to take a lot longer than they would if I was able to use a high-level programming language. Unfortunately, we haven't created any scripting hooks through assembly to be able to use a high-level language. But even if we did, that would require external scripts and software, so it wouldn't be able to repack onto an ISO and play on hardware.
Okay, I've just noticed with this stage, Knuckles was doing a bit of running at the start, and just a little bit there. Is there a benefit to that? I'd assume that you're doing it to go fast.
The running is actually the boost in this game, because in Zero Gravity, the attack, which speeds you up and puts you into a run-like state, it was originally tied to an item, but it puts you on foot for some reason.
Okay.
But it is faster than cruising, even though they want you to go on the gear. I don't understand this game the logic sometimes. Just
let it happen.
Yeah. There is one tech that Cyber is actually utilizing in this stage that I've not talked about yet. That we call Gravity Rocket. He uses it on this ramp right up here. As you can see, he bonks on the wall shortly after gravity controlling. What this does is actually conserves your momentum after gravity controlling and allows you far greater control. However, it's a little precise on when you need to hit the wall in proportion to when you gravity control to actually get the beneficial effect from it.
Oh, wow.
And if you've noticed with the Gravity Rock and the Gravity Burst, these tech names are based off of Wisps.
Yeah. We also have one other thing that we added to the game that is named after a wisp called Gravity Void, though that's generally better used in multiplayer as it leaves a trap that stuns the opponent.
Yeah, it's basically the tornado of the game, like in the first game.
Yeah.
You've just lapped your rival, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This guy. Are we going to be? I haven't been paying enough attention. Obviously, you've been doing that in other stages. Are we going to see some more lapping of the opponents? Because like the basic story of this game, right? I don't know it properly, but it's to do with like competing against rivals. I mean, it's a racing game, of course it is, right?
Well, the original game was based off of racing against rivals. This one, not so much. Typically, they just happen to run into each other, the rivals from the last game, but it's actually primarily about a series of robots that have gone berserk because of the arcs of the cosmos resonating with the arc of the cosmos in a central computer, causing them to try to gather together. And generally just the heroes trying to figure out what's going on, as well as put a stop to this madness.
Nice. Also, hoverboarding on water will always be cool. I love this.
Ah, yes, the fly hovering.
Oh my gosh, he's in a boat now. This is incredible.
There are several spring/running shortcuts that generally aren't used in the normal game because they're exclusive to when you get an attack item or are on a ring gear and don't have any rings. But here, because you can boost at any time, you can actually take them normally.
Oh, nice.
The main thing here, where he just kind of stays in fly state, is generally referred to as hovering, just so you stay above cruising speed and continuously gain GP. We actually had to nerf Fly's GP gain because it was a little too overpowered.
You don't want to make it too easy. So the GP is what we're seeing at the bottom left of the screen?
Yeah. It's the primary resource of the game. And speaking of GP, the last gear change that Cyber has available, Tank, fully restores it.
Yeah, because in RG we have changed a lot of gears up, and all the default gears that the characters have are all changed.
Ah.
Do something they uniquely have to their characters.
Yeah.
For example, Shadow is the ultimate life form, so he would get his overdrive, but like without inhibitor rings, for example.
Oh, that's cool.
Much the same, a lot of gear changes are either brand new or completely revamped. Because the vanilla game had a lot of restrictions on its gear changes that actually gave an upside and a downside despite having to pay for them. Some of which were very counterintuitive.
Yeah, and that made it so that like only like 5 gears were like good and the rest were just doing nothing.
Hey, 5 is a little bit of an exaggeration. You mean 3.
True. It's something all the Riders games share to some degree, for some reason.
Yeah. Ah, yes, Gigan is fun.
I've got to say that we've been getting a lot of love for the music that you picked for this, because of course, like much like a lot of mods nowadays, especially for Sonic games, you can put in whatever songs you want. I know that this one's from Unleashed. I mean, I quite enjoyed the soundtracks from Riders. Is there any particular reason? Is it just to have different songs, I imagine, because they do grow old, especially if you speedrun them?
It's to reduce monotony, especially considering we run a competitive scene, so people will be seeing the same stages repeat over and over again, so it's to give a little bit of variety. And even if you have a particular favorite and the like, it's not randomized. You can actually select whichever one you want, but you could also just leave it alone and let it randomly pick one for you if you want.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, the vanilla music is still in the game.
Yeah.
For those who love it, you can just still pick it.
Cyber.
I know.
Cyber.
I forgot. I turned my brain off.
To explain, normally you're only supposed to take the first meteor burst object in the dive segment there, so you can manipulate the placement of the other dive objects to get one on the opposite end at the very end to be able to skip over the ramp via meteor burst. It saves around 3/4 of a second if you actually pull it off, but Cyber went for another meteor burst and screwed up his manipulation. Unfortunately, last lap does have to account for AI, which does affect the dive object placement as well, so you can't actually do it lap 3.
Wow,
Sonic R music. Sorry.
I just noticed like the gulf in times between when when Cyber finished and when the AI finished. There was like a solid minute.
Well, the speed of the game has increased approximately 18%.
Okay.
So, like the vanilla cruising speed at maximum was 161. Here it's around 193.
Oh, this is a good track.
Much the same, because the AI don't know how to utilize all the new mechanics I've added because I haven't touched AI yet.
No, that sounds scary.
Yes, gravity controlling out of a ramp to manipulate your position. Also added in the feature to be able to gravity control onto rails, enabling stuff like this to happen.
Wow. I can't even begin to think about what just happened there.
Oh wow, he actually got the item box after meteor bursting. That's not common. Typically, it actually locks you to a position further to the right and just locks you from going that far over to be able to hug the wall. No!
It happens.
No! Cyber! It's okay, you recovered decently?
Lol.
Okay, just going straight for... Okay, it works.
Is that not usually the route that Cyber would take there?
I would just expect him to... Actually, now that I think about it, he does have all gear changes, so I missed that. My bad.
Yeah, it's a bit safer than going for the item boxes.
You did hold your dive a little longer there than you'd like, but the bonk did mess up your angle.
Nicely done.
How much...
Pain.
You lost so much time from that drift bonk. No.
Oh, it's time for Babylon.
Nice. Now, one thing I will say, we did have a bit of Sonic 06 music in that last stage, and as much as I was like really searching for it, and I was really hoping that somebody would submit, we did not get a Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 submission for this event. But then
wait, did it happen?
It is a glitchless marathon, so
I mean, it is possible.
I know that it is possible, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if nobody wanted to run that glitchless, because I mean, the glitches make it fun, right?
I mean, if I was good at the game, I'd do it. I do know how to make the game not glitch.
That's a start. That's definitely a start.
Yeah.
Another great song.
Oops.
Gravity burst.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Oh, you saved it. You saved it. You saved it. Cool. Cool. You remember how to manipulate the statues, yeah?
Yeah. Not if that happens.
Well, okay. You got most of your GP back. You could probably do it.
Lucky.
So what was Cyber looking to do there? You said that there was a statue manipulation.
Based on your position, as well as when you gravity dive, it determines your meteor burst objects in every single stage. It's actually entirely based on your current speed and position. What Cyber wanted to do was the first statue that went really high to the right was supposed to be hugging up against him and allowing him to chain meteor burst like that.
Hey.
That's what he was trying to do.
I was about to say, that did look pretty cool.
Yeah. Much the same, the gravity bursts that he's actually doing frequently on this stage are entirely skill-based as well, because it's based on your current speed, angle, and timing of your GC. Like right here. That's a perfect gravity burst.
Hey, nice. It's got the statues again. That does look fun. Oh no, not the last one. I said it. I guessed it. No.
Commentator's curse.
I can't believe I've done this. I have noticed occasionally after some of the races we've had some skipped cutscenes, so all of the cutscenes are still intact in this game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now for the hardest stage. Primarily because of one skip.
Right, we've got some Sonic CD music to hype it up there.
This stage is all about gravity controlling the different parts of the stage. And right here is the hard part. If you miss, you hit a death flame. It's pretty tight.
Yeah, that escape is like the safest with fly type.
Yeah, that's because fly type just straight has fly rings to enable you to just casually go over it. Fortunately, the bonk didn't screw you over there.
It was because I got bonked for it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this game does look very pretty. Like, I know there's a lot going on the screen at the moment, like with the rain, it's quite intense, but it does look good. I do like the look of this game. I mean, I think all of the Riders games look really nice.
It has been made prettier because of the texture artist.
Oh, yeah. Nice. So updated textures, that's another part of this mod.
Yeah.
Well, updated textures that you can load externally at least.
Okay.
There haven't been many textures that have been injected into the game, but there have been a few. Although the most impressive technical thing that we've done is probably an online updater that's built into the game itself.
Oh wow. That is quite something as well for it. Because when did this game originally come out? Oh no, the death flame!
He actually hit collision.
Oh no.
The acceleration is so painful. No.
I mean, he's so far ahead, surely he can't get overtaken at this point.
Yeah, it's just massive time loss. Because you could check the lap times here and check lap 3. 12 seconds.
Oof.
Ow.
Ouch, yeah.
Yeah, screwing up in this game can be painful sometimes. Especially in tournaments.
But yeah, from earlier, this game came out in 2008.
Okay, oh wow.
And as far as I know, we're the only people that have ever created an online updater that actually works in-game on the Wii!
That is quite the accolade. Let's go.
Oh yeah, Snowy Kingdom, best level, best level!
Another good choice of music. Oh,
Not the optimal bonk, but not bad.
oh, so the bonk was deliberate.
Yes. Typically, you want because you have to drift off of the wall path to conserve your momentum up to top path. You actually hold the drift and bonk off the wall. Typically, you do that to correct your direction, but he didn't correct his direction after the first one. But because he didn't suffer too much of a time loss, it's acceptable.
You'll forgive him for that.
That was actually pretty smooth.
Thank you.
Another thing is you can only actually latch onto walls if you gravity control from a trick or while you're on a ramp. So he's actually gravity controlling as soon as he touches the ramp to get onto the wall path there as soon as possible.
I find it so strange that in this game you're like, I know that it's somewhat automated, but you're hitting things to go faster, like what we had with the statues earlier and now with the snowballs. It just seems odd to me. I know it shouldn't make sense, it's anthropomorphic animals on floating skateboards, but like, it's strange.
Well, you're manipulating gravity and ricocheting off of it to propel yourself further, kind of like a rail gun, so that's probably the logistics behind it if you want to put some sense to it.
Okay.
No, you messed up the burst so horribly! And because he doesn't have the speed, he has to take the trick too.
I think having Slipstream messed me up there.
Maybe, but shouldn't Slipstream have made your burst stronger?
True, but timing. And now we're suddenly playing as Amy.
Yeah, because reasons.
Oh. Yeah, that she's totally honorary member of Team Babylon, right?
I do not regret this inclusion at all. By the way, I didn't mention it, but actually all the music in the mod is community curated.
Yeah.
I need to give a strong, firm handshake to this community because it's a good list of songs that I've heard so far. No skips, IMO.
Burst?
Can't. I don't have the last one.
Going for that double tap?
Yeah.
I was wondering what you were up to. Oh, I thought you would have gone for the rings instead of the GP, but I guess you do want to ensure you're landing on the middle path here.
Oh yeah, since it hasn't been mentioned yet, in zero gravity, how they used to trick was to just time X, but in this game you can now have charge jumping just like in the first game.
Hey, that's not the whole truth, and you know it.
Oh, you can do this?
A lot of people thought it was just timing X in the vanilla game. That is not true. The vanilla game actually had a scaling system to where you had to hold different directions from the previous 3 ramps you tricked off of, as well as you needed. There was a top speed requirement. How it worked was sometimes you saw the rank spinning around. That's a carryover from Ascension trick ranks, which your Ascension trick ranks were whichever of these 2 criteria you met.
Oh.
Ow! That's so bad! What?
When Sega forgot invisible walls.
You tried so hard. I just see that all unfold, and I feel so sad.
That was just them not extending invisible walls, really.
Pixel said you're sucking.
I hate him.
At least Tempest is a pretty normal stage. You just need to not mess up the skip. See? Easy.
You know that's harder than in time trial because of reasons.
Well, it's also harder when you try to do it optimally with a drift. You did take a very safe routing for it.
Now, I know at face value, like, it might not seem like much, and some games it doesn't really add time or lose time at all, but I noticed Japanese voice actor, like, you've gone for Japanese voices. Does that help at all, or is it just personal preference?
Oh, that's just personal preference.
It's purely cosmetic.
Oh, nice. To be fair, having said that, I have not heard the Japanese VAs for the Babylon rogues, so maybe I need to do some research. I will say that I'm not a fan. So that was funny. The one Riders game that I run, the bad one, Free Riders, Jets, VA, and that English voice actor, I do not vibe with. I can't even remember who it is. It's so unremarkable. I think they might have just asked Roger Craig Smith to do it. I don't know. I can't remember.
I think it is Roger. Yes. I don't remember though.
But yeah, in the first game, then I think if the second game kept the same voice actor, then I'm a fan of Jet. I think they make really good villains, personally. Well, sort of anti-heroes.
Free Riders was the voice actor change, so that was the first game with those new voice actors.
Okay.
Yeah. So this game.
Are you serious?
Again?
You were drifting too early.
Yo, Zitto, you should tell him what she tried to do with Free Riders at one point.
I want to mod Free Riders, I just can't. The only reason why I can't is because the emulator doesn't support breakpoints well enough, and it will crash if I try.
I was about to say, save yourself the pain. Just stay away from free riders.
No, I've been through so much pain. Sega has caused me so many migraines. You have no idea. I can deal with anything. Like just being able to attack other people in attack state, as well as completely reworking ring gears from the ground up in this game. I have done so many things. So many things. Oh my god. This game gives me pain sometimes. Ah yes, GC boost, giving you those good bursts. No. This stage in particular is extremely awkward to run in the
I was so lucky getting those. Yeah, hitting those gravity death objects are really inconsistent on this stage.
Yeah, that's because they're based on a cycle, and sometimes their orientation will immediately destroy themselves when trying to position themselves for bursting. Some of them are more consistent than others. Sometimes they're just temperamental. These ones are temperamental. But also, this stage in general is awkward to run in Hero's Story because it's primarily a power type only stage currently. Because under normal routing, you would just gravity burst through all the fans, but because he's not power type and not able to just phase through the fans that are in his way, he can't do that. So he has to hard gravity control through them.
I've had somebody's mentioned in the chat. What were the motivations behind making this mod?
Sorry, I forgot to check chat.
That's all right. But yeah, what was the inspiration? Was it a favorite game of yours, or did you want to sort of challenge yourself? I imagine you challenge yourself regardless of of why you thought of doing it. But yeah.
Well, the primary motivation, as I said before, was to make Zero Gravity a good game. Because I was originally hyped up for this when it was first coming out, because I was an avid player of the first Riders game, and I did enjoy it well enough, but compared to the first game, it was more or less a disappointment to me, so I wanted to give it the same level of mechanical depth while still retaining what Zero Gravity is for most people and turning it into its own thing, as well as taking the lessons learned from Riders 1 and turning it into to a true sequel. I wanted to make it the sequel that it should have been, in other words.
Nice.
In my opinion.
Also, I've got several questions about what I'm looking at on my screen right now. What is this giant, like, freaky robot thing?
Oh, that's the final boss. Specifically, it's the Robot Rampage main leader that I mentioned earlier, fused with the power of the Arcs of the Cosmos, which are turning him into basically a living black hole.
Sonic stars don't make sense.
And where they are is actually on the true form of Astral Babylon, the spaceship used by ancient aliens.
Because of course, it's a Sonic game.
Yeah,
that's why.
That's this game's story in a nutshell.
I mean, I feel like at this point we shouldn't be surprised, should we? It's just funny Sonic game.
I mean, it has beautiful CG work. There is one thing I haven't mentioned about this boss though. You actually can't gravity control or gravity dive manually. It does it at a set timer. Much the same. Your gravity dive speed is completely randomized every single time. It ignores the gear specification for that for some reason. I need to fix that.
And time.
Oh, is that time?
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah.
GG's.
Well done. That was a really fun run. Well done.
Messed up a bit here and there, but overall, decent.
Ooh, and we get to see one of the CG cutscenes. This is fun. Or is it just a... I don't know how long this... Is this the one where, like, the space station kind of falls apart? I don't know. Might be thinking of a different game. No, it's this one.
If you want to play this mod in Sonic Riders DX, be sure to look up Extreme Gearlex, the Discord server, if you are interested. And thanks for GG's.
Nice. Is that Discord linked in? Is that linked to the SR, like the speedrun.com page?
Oh yeah.
Because if it is, yeah. Okay. Well then, that's an easy way to go and find it. I think, yeah, this is definitely worth checking out because it makes this accessible on PC. Otherwise, you'd have to be just emulating it straight from Dolphin.
Well, it is playable on hardware as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, brilliant job. Thank you so much, you two, Cybersonic and Zilla. If people are interested in sort of what you do and your work, where can people find you?
People can find me on my Twitch on the same username, Cybersonicstarzx655. Also on Twitter with the same username, and also on YouTube with the same username as well. I post most of my tournaments on YouTube. I also host them on Twitch. If you're interested and want to join the Discord, then you can also join the tournaments. What about you, Zittle?
I primarily just use Twitch with the same username as well as Discord.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. Shout outs to the Sonic Riders speedrunning community. And yeah, once again, well done. I feel like I've said this so many times, but that was a really fun run. And I'm glad that we got to show that off. If you enjoy Sonic Riders, then you'll probably have it tarnished for you tomorrow because I'll be running Sonic Free Riders. Yes, the one for the Xbox Connect.
Yeah,
it really will happen. So if you want to catch that, be around tomorrow. But for now, we're going to be having a quick intermission, and then we're going to be moving on to, I believe, a handheld game. Speedbreaker55 is going to be taking us through Sonic Rush Adventure, collecting all of the Chaos Emeralds as well. So do stick around for that. We will not be gone for very long. And yeah, thank you so much once again.
No problem.